Well, welcome. Liverpool 12th Man is here, and I hope that you are well and good as well. Welcome back to the show. We're going to be doing a preview, plus also give you some updates on some things going on in the football world, particularly those that pertain to Liverpool. So hopefully, excuse me, everyone is good and everyone is strapped in, ready for this one, because we're definitely going to be chopping it up about this big matchup that we have for the weekend. A lot of big matchups scheduled for the league, but primarily us getting some type of revenge on Forest is first, I think, on our agenda. So shout out to Norm, shout out to Red Armchair Supporter, shout out to all that are joining us on the replay, and shout out to those that are watching us live, maybe tuning in later on or picking up on the broadcast at any point. Appreciate each and every one of you. But certainly, if you're new to the channel, please do hit subscribe. If you're one of the regulars, obviously smash the like button. We appreciate that because we've got one of those episodes again, like I said today, that we're going to talk about some transfer nonsense and some transfer realities. Excuse me, that are very much in our window. The rumor mill is trying to sell us on some dreams, and some of them we would hope are true, and others we kind of like fizzle out as being just that dreams or being just that rumors. But we've got a proper footballing message. Excuse me, proper footballing message. Oh, I need something to drink. Ahead of us, and that is what we're going to get involved in. So big up to anyone that is willing to take on this preview because we're definitely going to talk about the Nottingham Forest away match. I don't know about you, but I haven't forgotten the fact that we lost 3-0 at Anfield. So today it's simple: who's real, who's propaganda, who stays, who's going, and of course, how do we get to the city ground and make it mean something? How do we get to Forest and actually do something that is going to be meaningful for us to continue this momentum forward in our pursuit of top five? And it is something I think is reasonably achievable. I know I saw a good friend of mine, and certainly a friend of the channel or a friend of our community, Matt, on his show and on Copper's show, talk about is top five a reality or is top five doable? And I think it is. I already plotted it out earlier, a couple episodes ago. But this is easily talking about top five. This is easily these now with the win behind the last one that we just got behind us. We now have 4 games, I think, that can define our season. 4 games. And it sounds wild to have to put 4 games into perspective like that, but that's exactly what it comes down to. And we're going to get into how we're going to line up in this game. We're going to get some score predictions. And with that, I am going to clear my throat and hopefully let me clear my throat kind of situation and definitely get into this first segment. So, all right, let's try this again. All right, pick up. All right, so my first segment, before I even get into what we have to go on, is transfer news. All right, transfer news, and this is for a player that I do rate as a player that I have been openly uh, optimistic or campaigning for, a player that is on my wish list, if you want to put it that way, of players I would like to see join the club. And then I'm also going to talk about a player I mentioned yesterday, a player that now does seem more of a possible reality, a player that I've been seeing, and I saw this one article that was very interesting, and it really got into how we've been pushing for a Brazilian influence to rejoin, a prospect player from Brazil to join our team for some time, whether it was Vinicius Jr., whether it was Endrick. We've been in this race to bring in a player of promise to the club. And I don't think Endrick is a lost dream, by the way. You never know. I mean, I think Endrick is going to certainly find that he's going to be missing out on a lot of prosperous moments and time to be able to play. I know it's a dream to be on Real Madrid for a lot of South American players, but I just can't emphasize enough the fact that he's got a very, very big log jam of players before he's able to really become a featured player at Real. So it should be interesting um, to see where it is. Maybe that's his cousin, Red Armchair supporter. I don't know, but um, but the part of this is this: Liverpool transfer news has it set up, or at least the reports are being put out there that, um, speaking of Real Madrid, I should say that what it what is going to possibly happen is we could have our targets on a player that plays for Real Madrid. Now, will it be Endrick? I'm not going that far. Um, but we do have apparently our pursuits or our targets on a player that is a 1 billion, that's right, with a B, uh, billion euro player. Um, and that's because he's got a 1 billion euro release clause. Now, are we going to spend 1 billion? No, I'm not going there. So before I get clipped up or before someone tries to take it that direction, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is we are involved in what I'm being told, or what I've been reading at least, is that $1 billion, a player that has a $1 billion release clause is involved in the likelihood of us being, unless us being involved in a transfer deal. I know I'm not going to do the red. I'm not going to do the Austin Powers 1 billion. No, it's all good. But there is a real point behind it, and Liverpool have time to plan for the summer. And what it is, what I'm trying to say is that we've got to do our work right now. We've got to start setting up the pathway for this to actually happen. So, because Champions League qualification isn't just a trophy, it is something that we have to seriously consider as being a real important thing. Um, it is now something that we are looking at focusing on. And the report says Richard Hughes has Eduardo Camavinga on the short list. Now, I know some of you are going to say that's fake news, and it is not, because he is alongside other very notable names. The names include Adam Wharton, Elliot Anderson, Warren Zaire Emery, Keith Smith, and Ayuba Boadi. Now, here's the headline grabber, excuse me, for us, and that is again, obviously, the $1 billion, £1 billion or billion euro release clause. Get that currency rate, and why I think um, why I think obviously Liverpool aren't going to match a billion euro release clause. We know that those clauses are often, and this is what I mean by it, those are often performatory, performative type clauses in the sense of to say, look, you're not just going to come here and trigger a release clause without us having some say in the negotiation. If you want to make us move off of the player, move away from the player, then offer us an absurd amount of money. But what it does mean too, and this is what I think is the honest truth, is that um, that back off sign doesn't necessarily mean that we aren't open to conversations. And that's exactly what I'm hoping this could amount to. And that is Real always have a price that suits them. The real question isn't, can we pay it? The question is, does Camavinga want to leave? And that's the biggest question that you have to start with. If the player doesn't want to leave, it's a no-brainer, non-starter. But initially, it felt like this was a no. He's comfortable wanting to play there at Real and the likes. However, Camavinga links to Liverpool are getting stronger, and even if the number isn't a billion, we are talking about possibly a high figure for the player, but not a figure that is not obtainable. He's going to want elite wages. He's going to have elite competition at the role. And the players who said more than once that the Barnabal is where he wants to be is cool. However, he also knows that he is not guaranteed playing time there. So now that's where it comes into, is this a likely or unlikely deal? Is it a likely or unlikely deal? I unfortunately think that it is a valuable short list. I don't necessarily believe that this is going to absolutely happen. And that's where it's frustrating, because I would like to see the deal happen, to be honest with you. But if it tells you anything, for Camavinga's name to even be on the short list, it does tell you that Liverpool want a player that has mobility, a player that's able to be a ball-winning DM, a player that is press resistant in the midfield, and that should tell you that we are in the market to find a player to be comparable to a Gravenberg, whether it's a replacement, whether it's a duo in the pivot. We are looking for a player that is going to be going to bring that kind of profile to the team. Now, I spoke about Brazil, spoke about this earlier yesterday, at least as well, and the reason why I wanted to bring it back up is because I'm excited about this. I don't know if you are or not, but I am definitely excited. And why I say I'm excited about this is because reports in Brazil claim Liverpool are close to agreeing to terms with Palmeiras player Allan Elias. And then with a structure that would see him move after the World Cup, we would have to pay 35 million euros for this player. This would be maybe a surprise because a lot of times, like I spoke on earlier, Liverpool don't go for players we don't tend to go for players in South America straight from South America. Now, whether they've come over to Europe or the likes, different story. But historically, we don't often go straight from South America to the Premier. We usually wait for them to do the European stepping stone, like Portugal or Netherlands, something like that. But we all know football's changing. We all know the fact that players we've seen join Premier League teams and hit the ground running. Teams are going for the source, and Palmeiras is a major pipeline club. Rivals have shown you can strike early and win big if you scout properly. And I believe that this player is someone that we are very bullish on. I can say I believe that this price is not a bad gamble. I am going to say if Liverpool do this, this is a signal that Hughes and the brain trust that is Liverpool behind the scenes are willing to be more aggressive now in the market. This is the new era question. Are we going to keep playing safe, or are we going to start moving like the other clubs who get there first. And I'm hoping that we're the latter. We need to be progressive with these appointments. We need to be aggressive in looking in markets that we don't necessarily always go to, and utilize those players as players that we can develop. I know those players don't want to leave their squads or their teams in Brazil or Argentina or the likes, come to America, or come to America, come South America. They're already in South America, but to come to Liverpool and be a part of the youth academy team. But it is something that I am hopeful that we continue to press and push forward. So I have a poll for you. I'll include this poll for you. It is a question, and make sure that you can feel free to answer whichever you like. There's no pressure if you answer the question or not. And I can give you a third choice. So I would ask this question. Whoops. Liverpool midfield priority this summer. Are you looking for an elite marquee signing? Are you looking for maybe two mid-range starters? Are you looking for a young prospect? Maybe even an internal development, meaning like a player from our youth academy that we bring up and a young prospect from another team, another club from out there? Or is it all to you depending on the outgoings? You can definitely tell me that in the chat. And if you're watching this in replay, certainly tell me what your thoughts are in the comments section. Definitely would appreciate it. There is some other talk I wanted to talk about before I got into the preview. And what that is this. I wanted to get into this Cody Gakpo to Bayern Munich. Now, I know that was something that was very much spoken on before the season started, before Diaz was moved on there. And also, I know now some are putting it as an opportunity they're putting it as an opportunity to uh, maybe sweeten the deal. Um, to sweeten the deal with my with bringing my agent Cody and maybe putting it on top of 30-40 million on top of that to get a player like Elise from Bayern Munich. But the story goes like this: Bayern Munich want a left winger. Their board would go up to 75 million euros. And the name, again, that obviously makes a relevant and certainly a interesting connection, and that is Cody Gakpo, since they were in the market for the player last season, or this past summer, I should say. And when you read that, you might think, here we go. Another European giant trying to take a useful Liverpool attacker. And I did say useful because despite the fact that he isn't scoring on the prolific terms that he was scoring last season, he is a contributor to this team. I think that to not acknowledge that Cody's been stepping it up with bringing different aspects of his game to enhance his creativity, and primarily the most important thing, this is always something I think, this is something that I've always stressed about myself as well. My mentality is, if you can't score, or if you can't shoot, or if you can't contribute through your offense, you best contribute through your defense. And that's exactly what we're seeing via Cody. He has definitely stepped up his pursuit of contributing defensively. And sometimes that doesn't necessarily translate to a lot of people's eye tests. But statistically, and I think in my own eye test, I have noticed an uptick in his persistence and his availability. I do, again, I will emphasize this. Cody, stop taking corners. I don't want to see you take corners. Not that you're not good at corners, not that you can't do corners. But what I am saying is that you are an offensive threat. You want to be a contributor. Let's get you on as one of the taller players in our team. I'd like to see you in the box working for a goal from set pieces. But getting back to the conversation, the article I read basically said that Bayern pursued Diaz last year, which means the Gakpo idea is, for the most part, not happening. And here's the real point, at least what I would say. Here's the real point of what I would think is that even if a club waives money, which they did, Liverpool are not in a position to weaken the left side unless we replace it properly. I personally think that, I would love to see the club take a little more emphasis on going for players that strengthen our striker role in our role. I know we have two fantastic strikers currently, but I would like to see coverage for those strikers. Jayden Danns is a player I'm hoping can prosper into getting over his injury proneness and bring in another big name or another name striker that could be a good spot starter, if not a player that would be over the moon to be at Liverpool, put it that way. Well, Tamade, maybe. But um, again, here's the real point, and that is what people keep forgetting is you can criticize Cody's form, and I'm not saying you can't. You can even question his consistency as of late. Again, not arguing with that. But if you ship him out without a ready-made replacement, we are going to have to rely on Rio as our left wing, a player that has not been given the consistent runs this season. Now, if we'd given Rio a more thorough introduction into being a regular player in that role, maybe we're having a different conversation. But with that said, we can't create a new problem at left wing simply to move a player that we're not over the moon with. I mean, there is some realistic talk that most likely we will see this summer an exit plan for Chiesa. And I'm hoping that Chiesa gets to go to a club that values his performance or his talents, because he's a talented player, and I don't think that our coach, unfortunately, is giving him the proper respect and due. That's just my personal opinion. But the more realistic choice of player out is going to be first Chiesa. And then, if we are able to bring in a Yan Diamande a or an Elise or something like that, then you might see another player hit the available transfer list. And that's what it is. Yan Diamante increasingly is a likely summer target. I don't know if he's a Salah replacement profile, but I definitely think that he is a player I would be more than willing to see join this club. I would often say, and I will continue to say, stop the Anthony Gordon talk. That is a player I am uninterested in seeing a part of this club. And there are some players out there that are interesting. I know that Marmadashvili has been a player that most would consider as our heir apparent to um, most would consider our heir apparent um, to the reign of Ali. But there is a player out there that all of a sudden is a possible another player we would possibly bring in. He is a Greek player, um, and he's about 23 years old, I believe. And that is Konstantinos Zoulakis. He has been linked as a longer-term Allison succession plan, and that is a very interesting situation because does that mean that we aren't exactly 100% sold on Marmardashvili? That's a very big question. If we're going to be bringing in competition for Marmardashvili, does that not say to you maybe Marmardashvili is not our future goalkeeper once Ali hands the gloves over? It's a real question, real question. It's something I'm very interested in having conversations with you in the comment section, whether you answer or talk to me via Twitter, or if you end up commenting on the page directly, I will do my best as always um, to comment back as well. But let us begin by saying, I don't believe I'm on X, by the way. So I normally do say hello to all the people on X as well. But apparently StreamYard's having some issues with posting on X. So I haven't been able to get my X postings up. Thus, the reason why I don't have um, extreme the bigger numbers in the chat, but I don't care about that. I do care about the fact that I have good numbers of people that are OGs and some real reds out there. So I do appreciate the fact that you're rocking with me on the channel right now for this match preview, because that's what we're going to get into is exactly that, a match preview. And this is where we're at. Forest versus Liverpool. Now, if this was at Anfield, you might see me with a little bit more of chest. But before we get into it, please do, reminder, smash the like button. Definitely, if you haven't, or hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Definitely do that, please. But if you would, certainly start to get your lineups and your score predictions ready, because I would love to see what you guys are thinking. Also, be sure to do that in the comments if you're not with us live, on the live stream at least. But Forest sits 17th right now. They have 7 wins out of 26. And out of those 26 games, they've had 13 defeats. At the time, I believe they were, let me see what their score was for the game, because they were supposed to be playing Sterling's actually Raheem Sterling's new team. But let me see what their score is if I can find it for us. Let me see. And it would be. Let's see real quick. It is. They are. Sorry for taking so long. They've beaten. Um, they've beaten Fenerbahce 3-0 today. So in the Europa League, they have a win under their belt, but this isn't something that we should be taking too lightly going into this matchup. From a Liverpool perspective, obviously, it would have been nice to see them not win, have some question marks about what they need to figure out before going into this Sunday matchup. But that's not the case. They won. They won handedly on the road too, by the way. And now they get to go home and they get to face against Liverpool, who are looking for top five. So Sunday will be the first home game with a new manager that has a W under his belt. And that new manager balance is something that is real. But we have to end it there. We cannot allow it to continue, obviously. I think the early formula is for this game is to keep the ball early. We have to silence the crowd, obviously. We have to make the game, we have to take the energy out of the game for our opponents, basically, is what I would say. And then we have to punish them. All right, hold on. I see something starting to get a little bit wild in there. I don't know who. Pride of Merseyside. Um, whether you are German, American, English, it does not matter here, Pride of Merseyside. If you're looking for, if you're going to say some xenophobic stuff, this is not the channel for that. So let's not go as far as to talk about where a person resides as to what it is about that person's ability to comment on the game. I think that's low. That's that is not as low budget, basically. I don't know how to put it. That is not something we do here. So we do have mods in the chat. Definitely, if hopefully Pride of Merseyside, you can understand what we're all about here, and you can understand the fact that this channel is frequented by um, those that call Liverpool home, those that call London, Berlin, wherever in the world. And it does not matter as long as you are read in our books. So please keep that in mind. This is not the this that if you're not comfortable being in that type of community and conducting yourself with respect for your fellow Reds, then this is not the community or this is not the channel for you. Simply said. So appreciate it. All right. With that said, one or two up in the first half, and the City ground, I think, will go quiet. There'll be massive questions, and I don't think they'll have enough in the tank or on the bench or in their resolve to figure out a plan to take on a comeback in a second half push. I think why this fixture is a nasty one is because the grounds there are not hospitable, put it that way, to um, to fans joining. Um, let's see if that's better. To fans joining us from fans visiting, basically. That's the they have a loud crowd. They're boisterous. They are involved with uh, they are involved with a tight pitch environment. So the crowd is certainly right on top of you when it comes to the noise and the chaos. And that emotion can boil to incredible levels at Forest. And they have players who can hurt you too. Look, Jesus, Elliot Anderson, Murillo, Morgan Gibbs White, Hutchinson, um, all players. Um, all players that can really do damage, and plus set piece size with Milojevic and Murillo definitely makes a difference. And that's where it is going to be an interesting situation for us to have to navigate, considering that we all know that we've been trying to improve our set pieces, been trying to improve our corners. We've seen some goals as of late, and we've seen better uh, defensive efforts from our club. So it is a question. It is. Um, but it is a question of who will play on our right back. I understand that. That is a question. I agree. That's something that's probably wondering a lot of people wondering who's going to be on that right back spot. Um, I truthfully would like to to have nominated Ramsey for that role because I think that Ramsey could do well in that role for us. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm just saying because Ramsey's a right back specialist, not because Ramsey is some world beater or something. I'm just saying that because he is a specialist at the right back spot. But I will say this very plainly that I know they beat us 3-0 at Anfield this season. And I am emphasizing that that cannot happen again. It cannot happen again. They cannot not only score 3 goals, they cannot score on our club. We have to go in there with some measure of revenge settings set to happen in this one. Um, and basically, what I'm saying is the badge has to remember. They have to remember. We know that in going into this game, Frimpong is out. His potential return, apparently, from what was said at the press conference, is um, um, he did actually, and Gene Gray, you're right. He did play for the under 21s, but sometimes that doesn't rule you out from playing in matchups. It definitely puts a unlikelihood that he would play, but you're right because Rio sometimes plays for under 21s as well in games as well. So um, big up though, Gene Gray in the house. Big up on our Reds Queens in the house. Um, but Frimpong's out. I think the some of the best news we could have had is the news that Isak is still working his way back to fitness. He's in running shoes on the pitch. End of March, maybe early April is the possible vibe that we will see him rejoin the team. Uh, uh, let's see. Uh, Let's see. And they can't get minutes, this guy. Let's see. Um, but um, but it also means that uh, a player that we definitely want to see, definitely would love to see involved in the team, Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is fit to play, and that is massive. That is massive. And why it's massive is it means that we now have a player that we could possibly play at right back. It's a player that we obviously could play as a center half relief for a center half position if necessary. And it also means that maybe, just maybe, we don't have to rely on putting in midfielder as our right back. And I'm hoping that that is what we end up doing. In my 11, I have Ali, obviously at goal. I have Kirkez on the left, Roger Van Dijk, and Kanate, and Gomez starting at right back for us. In the midfield, I'll have Grav and McAllister as my pivot. And then I want to say that Florian Wirtz and Damis Abasalai will be in this lineup together. And I think that they will, obviously. Damis Abasalai is one of the most undroppable names on our roster. Wirtz, equally so. But it does mean that I definitely think Salah is going to start. I definitely think Ekitike will start. And thus, you have an issue of finding a spot for where you're going to play, who you're going to play at that 10 if we do go over 4-2-3-1. Who are we going to play at that 10? My natural selection is Florian Wirtz. But it also means that Cody is going to possibly start on that left side. I'm hoping that we don't necessarily have to rely on playing Cody in this juncture um, at the expense of not playing Gomez in the right back spot. But how does your lineup fit? How do we fit all these players now? How do we fit these players into this lineup? How do we fit them all into this lineup? And that's where it really gets down to. Where does Flo fit? Where does Dom fit? Where do we fit them into this lineup so that we can have two of the most important players on our team play, especially when you know that our coach tends to favor Cody Gakpo starting and two other names that are almost undroppable being Salah and Ekitike. And especially with Salah now finally starting to show some semblance of having form. I want to see Dom play in the midfield. But again, who gets the short end of the stick? Do you sit McAllister? Do you sit McAllister? Do you sit Cody? It's going to be a very interesting situation for us. Do you start Jones maybe at the right back role and not play Gomez? It becomes a very, very big question. I'd love to see what your lineups are looking like and what you think is going to be your pick for our squad coming into this game. Let's see. Um, let's see. Most natural if you. It's more natural if you start Gomez on right back. I agree. I understand that. Agreed. Gene says you play Joey, and if it's not working, put in Jones. Tyler also says Forrest had a very impressive match yesterday. So Vitor Pereira is off to a very good start. He is. That he is. 3-0 is a very good start. Very good start. Well, tell us what your complete lineup is. Definitely include that. And if you can, include um, include what your score prediction is. Include what your score prediction is. It's something that I know isn't an easy fixture to predict because of our last game against this team, but that was a different stage of this club's progression, I would call it. My score prediction is going to be simple. We've kept 2 clean sheets in a row, and I can't emphasize enough. We've got to hold that down and get a third. It might be mad of me to say that I want a 4-0 win against Forest, considering they beat us 3-0. I'd like to go one better than they did against us at their house, by the way. But I know that's pretty mad, and I know that that's not Arnie Slot style. So I'm going to go 2-0 in this game. I'm going to go 2-0. Big up Adam. Big up Adam. I'm going to go 2-0. Oh, JK is joining us. We're right close to ending, but I'll bring in JK. Big up, JK.
Bless, bro. What you saying?
Just getting in a little bit of conversation about our score predictions and what our lineups are going to look like for this Nottingham Forest game.
Mm-hmm. Preview, yeah.
Because it is an interesting case now that if we do have Gomez as a right back option, it now means that, okay, yes, you want to play Dominus Sabasli, but now you're going to have to play him in the midfield. And if you play him in the midfield, who is your odd man out? You have McAllister, you have Grav, you have Verts, you have Dom, you have Cody, you have Salah. 6 players there. And I'm considering them, I know they play wings, but I'm still considering that those are players that you have to keep as figure out where and who you're going to bring in and out of the club.
It's a tricky one.
What do you do? It's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one. First of all, bless up Helio, Red Arm Chess, Cedric, Gene as well. Great to see you, Gene. Hope you're cool. It's a tricky one, bro, but it's the game we've got to win. That's what it is now. We've got about 12 games left. So he has to get this one right. It's Forest away. We lost to these guys 3-0 at home. They won last night against Fenerbahce 3-0 away in their ground. So they're going into this game sort of good form and stuff in that way with that game, but they could be battered. They could be tired. And we're going to take advantage of that. It's a Thursday night, so they probably got home today early morning or whatever. So they ain't really going to have time to train and stuff. They're going to, because it's a hard game in Turkey with the crowd and stuff like that. And hence why for us, it could be a good, because we've had a week's rest now. And we ain't really had that many this season where we've had a whole week. In the last few months or so, we've had a week, and this is the next week. And I think we got another week off as well. So in a weird sort of way, it's a good thing for people like Frimpong, Gomez, whoever, Endo, not really, but to come back
I
Maybe.
know what you mean. Oh, Endo, yeah, Endo definitely not. But
Yeah,
yeah.
Endo definitely not. But all in all, bro, I would go. He ain't gonna play Ramsey because he would have played him in the Brighton game just to see how we can adapt to the team for the Premier
Hmm.
League. He would have done that. He
Hmm.
never did it. He gave him 2 minutes, bro, and
Hmm.
Ramsey probably didn't even have a shower. He probably thought, "Fuck that." So
Hmm.
we he's gonna go. I could see him going to Waterloo, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I can see that. I don't know what the chat thinks.
Well,
You're
I'm
right,
showing what the
Sledge.
chat. Yeah, looking what the chat says. A lot of them, whether it's Gene or Red Archer supporter or even Hylor, they all said that they think Gomez will get to start at the right back position.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'll go with that. But that means then that's implications of the Gramovich, McAllister, Wirtz midfield then.
mhm,
Um, because if Gomez goes in at right back and then Sabotalo goes into midfield, who are you going to drop? And I think it would be McAllister. But I think McAllister's slowly finding his feet. It's been a long journey. And I think he deserves that patience because last season he gave it all. And he got stuck in.
mhm,
And getting stuck in, it actually cost him his groin for this
mhm.
start of the season, bro. It's only in the last 3 games, I can say McAllister's slowly finding his feet again. You're sort of getting this old sort of McAllister. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We won them 2 games. We lost against Man City. But all in all, bro, I think whatever you go with, we're going to have Stellar and Wirtz on the pitch. Yeah, more chance of Gordon Ramsay getting a game than Ramsey getting a game, man. True. That's the thing,
Uh,
Scouse Dam, Adam. They're going to use that excuse of Gomez not playing is because just in case we get a centre back issue, and he'll slot straight
mhm,
in. Uh, if
mhm.
he's playing, but he's played all three. Gomez, Kanate. We're stranded at the right back position. So if you want to go Sabotsley at right back again, yeah, put Gomez on the bench. And hi
Mhm.
Norman, cool bro. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, yeah. It is it's why it's a question. Like I was making my lineup and I was thinking less about what I would like to see and more about what I expect to see. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Um, and I definitely think that obviously Ali gets to start. Kirkez, I think,
Mm-hmm.
will be the left back. I think Virgil van Dijk and Kanate will all be those three players in that back line. When you get to that right back spot, do you if you start Gomez, you definitely take on the risk of if he gets injured or something, knock on wood here. But if he does get injured or something, then you take on the risk of really complicating the back line even further. Because now you have to find you'll be having midfielders play in center half positions, not along with right back positions, you know? Um, but at the same time, does our coach do what you just suggest? Because Maka is starting to get into form. Gravenberg is a player that we saw get a rest against Brighton, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah,
certainly with
no,
that rest, you can only almost expect, certainly he'll get the return to the lineup in this game.
mm-hmm.
So, with that said, who do you bring into that midfield? Because our coach tends to have a preference of starting Cody Gakpo. And I'm not saying that Gakpo doesn't deserve a start. I'm just saying that that is the preference of this coach.
Yeah. Look, bro, it all depends on the Sabotsalai situation. If he's pushed into midfield and you want to play McAllister Gravenberch in that midfield with him,
Hmm.
Wirtz has to take Gapco's position.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, I wouldn't even mind seeing Curtis in that game as well. Like Curtis is sort of growing as a player this season, matured. Probably one of our best players this season. Wouldn't mind seeing him involved as well. So there's a lot of ifs and buts. But
Ifs
at
and
least we've got
buts.
options.
Yes.
Ifs and buts, We've got a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a few options out there.
Mm-hmm.
You can chuck Curtis on later on in the game when you need be.
Guess what Jean Grace suggested? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She said basically start Gomez, and if necessary, if you can't get a full 90 out of him, or if you have any issues or problems, then bring on Jones. I think she said Jones. She might have said Dom now that I think about it, but let me double check.
God forbid Ramsey.
No, she said Jones. Yeah, I know. God forbid you put on a right back in that role.
Run it, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that's I can't see why. Yeah, it was Jones. I appreciate that, Gene. Yeah, she said bring on Jones if necessary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thingy Jones, he can play there, he can play in midfield or whatever. Yeah.
Hyler says it's a solid statement from Hyler. He's saying he thinks hands down the midfield that consists of Dom, Grav, and Verts is amongst the best in Europe, and he really thinks we have yet to see numbers that make McAllister look good, or apparently look good. I disagree with that in the sense of I think McAllister's had some good games as of late. He's had some solid games.
Yeah, definitely better.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he's back to his world class. If you want to even consider him in world class, some don't, but I'm saying borderline world class or elite class. If I would go as far as to say I think McAllister has shown some good form lately. I think against Brighton he was good. I think against Sunderland he was good. I think Karabag he had an exceptional game. Newcastle, yes, I'll say he was. Manchester City, yes, he was.
No one turned up that day.
No one turned up that game.
Yeah. It's just good to see though. Yeah.
Different story. Yeah, Newcastle, he was average, but
Karabag, considering 3 months ago McAllister and to now, definitely improved. I think he's sort of finding his fitness now. So that's what we've had this season. We've had a few injury worries, you know what I mean? That's been last season we were pretty blessed in that way. We weren't that bad. Even Cedric says, look, McAllister's slowly improving. Definitely slowly improving. Maybe thank God he'll be ready for the end of the season where we need him,
And he does. Cedric says Mac is slowly improving, and Hyler brought context to what he had to say. He said he's not saying McAllister is looking bad, but last season he was amongst the elite in Europe. This season he's been a level or two down from that. So he's only comparing him to himself. And I agree. He is not at the level of McAllister last season. Certainly not. Or even the season before that. Some could make the argument 2 seasons ago, McAllister was our best midfielder. Some could argue that last season, McAllister was our best midfielder. But he has not been so this season. He has obviously an injury that impacted him greatly for him to get back into the run of things. But I think that he will. I think it'll be very interesting because I know that this is about the moment in time when you want to start seeing yourself have that progression towards form, especially as the season's starting to come to an end, and especially considering that the players are going to be, McAllister particularly, are going to be a part of World Cup play. And this is where utilize this time to get into the ring of things, so that you can actually be progressively productive in the World Cup. So it's important that I'm sure he knows it's important for him to get into rhythm and get into the right state of mind. Um, do you drop McAllister in this game?
No, not for me. No, I just feel when he's on top of his game, we look a bit more better in midfield. Like last season, he's probably my favourite player, McAllister. Mad.
Mhm.
So seeing him this season not really contributing at all has been sort of hard, you know. The thing is, I want to see him on the pitch. I want to see Jones on the pitch. And you want to see
No.
Szoboszlai. The only way we can sort that out is like if you put Szoboszlai at right back, bro. Then you're freeing up a slot in midfield, aren't you? But then you got to play Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz. But that
Yeah.
means are you going to play Gakpo on the left? The only way you can work around that is where you play Wirtz on the left and then Jones drops into the midfield with Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, McAllister.
Pick up Volante joining us as
Oh, bless
well.
up now, cool one.
Yeah, big up 12. As always, man. Big up JK. As always, Broski. And yeah, big up the chat. Always, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. You want to tell us what your lineup predictions are? Tell us what you think he's going to go with. By the way, I know what you would like to go with, but
Canate up front with Alisson, and McAllister's in goal.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
Guess who's playing right back?
Not even. Just put Endo
Guess who's playing right back?
Put him
Betty,
in
the
a
tea
wheelchair
lady.
with a boot. Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
Joey in the 10. Pros dynamic.
There you go.
I think
might be able to get him his goal finally.
Oh yeah, exactly. I tell you, big up Norm, big up Red Armchair, big up everyone in chat. Blessings to both of you, my guys. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be pretty well. Again, let's use crazy. I think Allison in goal. All right, I don't think he's gonna start Joey. I would, but Curtis Jones had a. Ooh, this is difficult. You know, I think he's gonna revert back to Sobo. I don't know why. I think he's just gonna revert back.
That's what I think, bro.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah,
alone.
I just got a feeling which I'm not going to be happy about. None of us. And then the back four, picks is the other three, Ferju, Ibu, and Kirkus will play week's rest. The midfield, I feel he's going to stick with Grav and Mac. I feel he's going to stick with Grav and Mac. And I think the front four is just picks itself. Is going to be same Cody Mo, Wirtz in the 10, and Hugo up front. That's what I think he's going to do.
So wait, all right. So tell me your lineup one more time.
So Ali
obviously goal.
Yeah, Sobo right back, VVD, Ibu, Kirkus left, Grav Mac in the pivot. You know, the German Wonder Man, Deutsch wird und Words fundant. Words fundant. Salah right, Cody left, and Hugo up the top.
Okay, flow go. I got you.
Go. Yeah.
Big up Pilo.
Gorian Wirtz.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
And then Cody on the left, right?
Yeah, Cody on the left. Yeah.
Okay. Again, I just think that our coach, by playing this 4-2-3-1, he kind of handcuffs himself into playing some players that might not necessarily deserve to play, or maybe not necessarily deserve, but maybe don't necessarily fit to play in this lineup over others that are more willing or fitting to play in this lineup. But I agree, it's a tough call.
You know what, bro? If I'm gonna pick a lineup, I'm going Alisson in goal, of course. I'm going Szoboszlai right back, Canate, Virgil, Kirkes, and then I'm going Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, Jones, and then Ekatike and Salah up top. because their midfield is sort of solid with Anderson in there.
Anderson, Sangari.
Yeah, Sangari. And the pitch isn't great. It isn't big. Hence why it isn't like Old Trafford or, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a smaller size sort of pitch. So I'll go with that 4-4-2, I would. Hit them on the break because they're going to be at home. They want to attack. So what do? If we got Gakpo on the pitch, is it wasted? Could be, bro, because then you can bring them on later if need be. But I'll go with the 4-4-2 thing.
Okay. I'd go with the 4-4-2, obviously. Or even a 4-2-2-2, to be honest with you. But bring Salah in, utilize, have that way you can have Verts and Dom both playing together in that second layer of the two, and then have Maka and Grav in that pivot or in the bottom in the lower two, and then have your back line be Kirkez, Verge, Kanate, and then also Gomez in the right back role. But we shall see, people. We shall see. I think the keys to this matchup that I have down are we have to win the first 15 minutes of this game, meaning we need to snuff out Forest from any, stupid goal off a corner or off a set piece or, off a careless counter, something like that. We cannot allow for them to get ahead early and then basically sit on the ball. We need to quiet the stadium, I think. If a goal happens to them early, that stadium will not let loose, or they will not, tamper down. We need to defend set pieces like our jobs counted on it, I guess you could say. And I think a lot of players look at it as some of your jobs do count on whether you can defend against set pieces. It's something that you're supposed to do. It's something you need to do to keep this team involved and keep it in the hunt of top five. And then finally, we have to be, I'll emphasize this because we've gotten some opportunities as of late in these games that we've seen our team play in, whether it's Brighton, whether it's been the game before that, I'm trying to think, Sunderland. We've seen us get opportunities, but we've got to convert on those chances. I don't know what it is, but we certainly have to convert at those chances because we have to be ruthless and win the chances as they come. So those are the three things I have as being keys to the match. You guys have any keys to the match that you guys wanted to, pinpoint as being something that we need to and have to do? And then I'm going to ask you for your score prediction.
I agree with what Norman says about we've got to be great. It would be great for us to start the game quickly and sharp for once, and also about Sabotala in midfield, because their midfield of Anderson, Sangera, and Gibbs White is pretty good. We've got to start off, and let's surprise them. I think they're going to be tired from the Thursday game against Fenerbahce. I just feel let's surprise them and jump over them. Let's start fast and trying to get the job done. Not score 2 goals and sit back. No. Let's try and win. These guys got 3 past us at Anfield, man. I want at least 3 from us.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that, bro. That's the team
hey,
for me.
There you go. Hey, I said 4. What?
Yeah, just
go
one better. You
better.
know what I mean?
Exactly. Go one better.
Yeah, let's go 4, man. Like, seriously, I'm showing that game tonight. I was on Quasi's earlier. I was saying it about tomorrow night before they go to bed. Hey, lads, we've got a game to watch. Show the game from Anfield. Say, listen, tomorrow, sort that out. Job, team talk done, man.
There was nothing in that game, too, that was where, there was nothing that you can't correct from that game. As in, there weren't things that you can't say, oh, they were just better than us for doing this and this and this. I think there were things in that game that if we just played our game, if we played to the levels that we expect from this team, there's no way Forest should have beaten us 3-0. No way.
Yeah,
But
that was the one result that really, like, wow, what's happening here? Something's not right. Yeah, we're getting battered at home, 3-0 to Forest.
PSV was the game for me. That was
Yeah,
the game that
4-1.
really-
Yeah, them two. Yeah, Man United as well. So we've had a few messy ones, you know.
Yeah. Forest is a close second, though. I will admit that.
Forest at
Forest
home
is
hurts
certainly
me.
a close
I
second.
don't know. So they're a good team, Forest. Don't get me wrong. Gibbs White, good little player. He's become a good little player. Their goalie's injured, I think, Sal's. So, yeah, man. I just feel let's take advantage of them being playing in Europe, travelling away to Turkey and that, and let's take advantage of that because we didn't have a game midweek, so job done, you know.
Yeah. We've got to take advantage of that. We definitely have to take advantage of that. Lamante, do you have any team key notes that you'd like to put out there, keys to the match that you'd like to see us achieve or make sure that we do in this game?
Like JK said, I think we have to start a little bit fast. We've got to be precise, crisp with the passing, and there has to be clinicalness because we haven't been clinical. We missed in games, the City game, even the Sunderland game. We haven't been clinical. We have to be decisive in the final third. That's all we're looking for because a lot of these players, apart from Hugo and Hugo the last two, but he's been quite decent. And Wirtz obviously he's piped up. He's been playing well. There's been no clinicalness, so we really have to be clinical. I'm still a little bit worried about this game. I can't lie. I'm not completely convinced about our teams, but let's see because we can't deal with any more losses. We really can't.
No, we can't.
Yeah, we've got a headway. We can't have a win there and then another loss and then win game. We have to come out of this habit, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard game because, again, new manager bounce. They beat Fenerbahce and Forest. Obviously they've been worse than us, but obviously they will be on it. They will be on it. So the lineup for me again will be key. And like I said, I've said what I think he's going to go, but hopefully Slot uses common sense about that right back situation and puts it down.
You go with Gomez there, yeah, bro?
Oh yeah, for me, you know me. Yeah, I'll definitely go with Gomez. Yeah, oh yeah, but will he do it? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think he will. I don't think he will.
Yeah, and Helio, Nottingham Forest isn't our bogey team. We're our own bogey team.
Yeah.
When we make mistakes, we get battered for it, man. So yeah, but that's why I want to beat Forest because it's sort of they seem to beat us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they embarrassed us.
Yeah. They did. Absolutely did. And that's why, again, it's a game of revenge for me.
Big time.
It's got to be. I said 4-0. That's the target. 2-0 is what I think is going to be the end result. To be honest with you,
but I'll just take a win right now. If I'm going to go with it, 4-0 will be a beauty. And 98, Gene Gray, 98% pass completion needed for the win. Like Curtis Jones, bro, his pass completion
that's where you,
get him
if
in
you
the
want
game.
those kinds of numbers, you call on Cujo for sure. Let's see real quick what round 27 is looking like. We've already had one game in round 27 take place. That was the Wolves and Arsenal 2-2 draw. But in this upcoming week, we have Villa hosting Leeds. That's a tough one. Villa Leeds.
I've done my predictions for this week. Wait a second. I went Villa Leeds. I went with a 3-1 Villa win. I've gone with.
Oh, okay.
I just feel, but Leeds away from home are pretty sound, you know.
No, that's why I'm thinking draw maybe. And I'm just thinking that Villa's weird. Villa
is weird. Yeah.
They look like they're, like they're elite top of the class. And then other moments they look like, They
He's
just need a
Everton
hug.
at home 1-0.
You know, like or something. You know, something like that. All right.
What do you
Chelsea,
reckon, Alante,
Burnley.
with that one?
No, I
Yeah,
think Jeff, I think draw.
Okay, as
yeah, I
well.
think
Okay,
it's
I'll go
all.
on Villa win.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Chelsea, Burnley. And I'm picking up because we have. I know we have no impact or no say on how the other games go, but I'm just interested to see how this week is going to play out. To be honest with you, because
mhm.
Chelsea, Burnley, Chelsea hosting Burnley. Um, I think
Burnley
Burnley. I
also
want to.
surprising recently results in that.
Yeah, I think Burnley didn't they just get a draw or something?
Against who did they play, bro? They got a draw against a good team. Who was it?
Yeah, let me see. Um,
I know they lost in the FA Cup.
yeah.
Was it Mansfield or Macclesfield?
Oh,
No,
you know what? They
Mansfield.
got a
Mansfield.
win. They got a win against Crystal Palace. That's who it was.
Okay, yeah, they
That's
got a
who.
win. They got about 3 goals in about 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's a weird one from Palace. Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
the mind.
Palace.
Yeah, they're 2-0 up. They just, I don't know what is going on with Palace. They
So
just
look,
lost.
bro, I've gone with a 4-1
Let's be
Chelsea
honest
win.
too. Hey, by the way,
Mhm.
Burnley got a draw against us too. By the way, at
They did.
Anfield. By the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anfield, yeah.
let's not even go there. We were horrible.
Yeah, I
Bad.
know, I know, I
Yeah,
They
know, I
need that
know, I
same
know.
mentality.
yeah.
We need that
This
same
game.
mentality to be at the bridge. That's what I'm
Look,
trying
bro,
to.
I've gone with
That's what
the
I'm trying
Chelsea
to
win,
stay for.
but I
Big,
could
Okay,
big up
see,
touchline.
something.
big up touchline. Big up touchline.
Big up touchline.
No,
Big
that's
up,
a
man.
tough one.
We need that energy to be there though.
So, what you gone with the draw? What you gone there? 12?
I'm gonna go with the draw. Why not? I
That'd be
I
Yeah.
good.
want to say Chelsea win because I know that they will, but I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I've
put the
gone
right
4-1.
energy out there. I
Mm-hmm.
guess maybe. I don't know. What do you think? What are you going with?
I don't know. I've gone with the Chelsea 4-1 and Alante, but I just feel this game could have one of them games. If Burnley do the same shift like they did at Anfield, yeah, sound.
Mm.
Chelsea are also weird as well sometimes. They're not great all the
They
time.
are. They can be exactly. Brentford, Brighton. Mm.
I'll go with the Desmond for that one.
I'll go Brentford with that. With the
Yeah.
win. You're going with the Desmond.
I've gone with Desmond, but Brighton haven't been great this season.
They haven't been great. You know
Been a bit
what though?
lucky in
But
some games.
it's a home game. Considering how Brentford played Arsenal at home, I'm thinking that they could possibly get something in this game against Brighton. That's why.
Mm-hmm. I've gone Desmond.
Desmond on it. All right. What are you going? What are you going with it? How you feeling
Um,
about that one?
yeah, I was gonna say just before the last game, I think Chelsea will smash Burnley 4-1.
Okay. Okay.
Only because of the firepower and they're more expansive. They've got more
Mm.
expansive players, flair players. I don't think Burnley stopped them. So 4-1, 4-1 Chelsea. And this game, I think Brighton, they've been so out of form. Obviously, they weren't great. Well, they weren't that bad against us in the FA Cup. Like obviously, Alisson made the slip from Jones. Should have buried that in the dunk header. After that, we took the game away from them. They've been a little bit unlucky in some games. I see Brighton beating Brentford. Someone's got to turn sooner than later. I see, Brighton, they'll beat Brentford 2-1.
Oh, go on, bro.
Yeah.
So you
They
have
ain't been
Brighton.
playing
You have
very well,
Brentford.
Beckham. He's their best striker.
You have Brentford winning. Okay, gotcha.
No, I've got
I
Brighton.
got
Um,
Desmond. He's got Brighton.
oh, you
Yeah,
have Brighton winning.
yeah,
Oh,
I've
He's
got
got
okay.
Brighton
Brighton
winning.
winning, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right then. Um,
Like he also says, Brentford are the best team in form in the Prem in the last 10
if
matches.
Thiago could have scored, if Thiago could have put finished on his chances in that Arsenal game, Arsenal
Yeah,
would have lost that game.
yeah. He had a few
Yeah,
chances. I've seen it.
he's having a
Um,
Michu season, that's for sure.
Thiago's having a weird season. Thiago's having one of the best and one of the, at times he looks like Thiago, And at other times he looks like Diaz.
At times he looks like his hairstyle, like you know
Yeah,
what I
there
mean.
you go. There you
He looks
go.
old, but sometimes you think, wow, fair play to him. Like Brazil wanted to come maybe to the World Cup with them. That's how
Yeah,
much
Mhm.
he's done well this season for them.
yeah,
I
he'll
don't
go.
understand it, but you never know.
He'll go. Yeah. Brazil's
Um,
attacking lineup saying ain't that great up front.
hmm.
It's true. No, I see.
West Ham, Bournemouth. I'm gonna go West Ham in that one. To tell you the truth, they're playing at home.
Yeah.
I think that Nuno will get something from that. But initially, I wanted to say draw, but I think West Ham should get something from that. What do you think?
Up 2-1 Bournemouth for me.
Oh, wow, okay.
Bournemouth
What
cooking,
about
yeah.
hmm?
Yeah. No, Desmond for me. Desmond.
Desmond?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? For me though, as well, bro, I'd rather West Ham win that and we beat Forest, so West Ham catch up with Forest because I'd rather West Forest go down than West Ham.
Yeah, same.
Like,
Same.
I've
I
been
don't
to
mind Forest.
Upton Park and that back in the days. Though my cousins lived down there,
Yeah.
so that's why I'd
Forever
rather they
blowing
stay.
bubbles.
Hammers.
Yeah.
There you go. Almost, yeah. Manchester City, Newcastle. This is a huge game.
They gotta win it, man.
Because it's at the Etihad, so that's why I can't go with Newcastle in this game. Otherwise, if it was at St. James Park, different story. Maybe it becomes a little bit more of a tussle.
Battle. Hmm.
But I'm gonna have to go with City to win this one.
Okay.
What are you thinking, JK?
Like at the end of the day, the Karabag display 6-1. I watched that game and it looked good. Um,
There's
in the
something.
Premier
There are
League
some.
against us, they weren't great.
Mhm,
We beat them 4-1.
mhm,
So
mhm.
3-1 City as well, Red Armchair. I've gone with 3-1. City at the end of the day, bro, they have to win. Like,
They do.
they win, they go 2 points behind, yeah, before the
Mhm.
London Derby. And then if Tottenham go and pull off a game and a result, that'd be sound, you know? So
Mhm.
no one wants to see Arsenal win, but Arsenal fans.
Mhm.
Anyone in the chat, let
Um,
us know who you want, Arsenal or City to win it.
yeah, neither.
That's horrible to say, though.
Yeah, and I would rather neither. But like I said, I'd much rather see Villa win than either of those teams win. But what was you go with City too? I would assume, Monte.
Yeah. I don't know about Newcastle because I watched the Carabao Cup semi-final against them, and I know City blitzed them first of all, but they had a few chances. Newcastle, if they would have took them, you never know. I mean, the most I see them is getting a draw, but yeah, I think if they play, I think what they're going to play Golden through the middle, Elanga on the right, and Harvey Barnes on the left. I think that could cause a few problems for City, but it'll be a close game. But yeah, City will win. They'll get the win. They'll get the win.
Next up was Sunderland hosting Fulham. I have Sunderland in this game. I think they're back to their winning ways. They have something to prove at home. Fulham's touch or go.
Yeah,
They'll get a goal in it. I think I can see like 2-1 Sunderland win or something like that.
that's the thing, Red Armchair. Bruno's missing, and for me, he's their best player. He's a
Yeah, he's the
fire.
heart.
So
He's the heart and soul of that team.
yeah, he's the heart and soul of that team. So when he ain't playing, yeah. So Man City need to take advantage of that. Haaland, I'm not sure if he's going to be fit. Do you know? I think he was a
I
bit injured,
know.
wasn't he?
Yeah, there's
Who's that?
no
Haaland?
guarantee. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Holland might
No,
be
he'll
out
be
of that
fit.
game.
No, he'll be fit. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Sunderland, what's your pick on that one?
I've gone 2-1 Fulham.
Ooh, all right. I'm expecting that one. All right. What are you going with?
I'll go
Sunderland,
with him.
second loss at home. All of a sudden, things are falling apart.
Yeah, I'll go with JK and the man of the moment who's killing it, Harry Wilson again.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
He's doing well. He's doing well with Harry Wilson.
Yeah, free transfer. A lot of clubs are looking at him.
My
Another one
brother
we could have
said
kept.
we should have kept him, but I was thinking,
Yeah.
nah,
He's
because we didn't know how good he was going to be. You know.
nah. If we didn't keep, or if we're not looking to keep Harvey Elliott, there's no way I would have kept Harry Wilson. Crystal Palace Wolves with that big come from behind victory at home. Can they go to Palace and get an upset? No. But I have a draw in that game.
Okay.
1-1 draw. Crystal
Nice
Palace
one.
Wolves 1-1 draw. Yeah.
I won 3-3.
Oh, 3-3.
Okay.
Great game.
What about you? Yeah. It's a lot of goals.
I'll get-
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 2 for the price of 1. Wolves for the upset and Glasner resigns.
Oh, that'd be
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
good.
He's already a breaking point. I know he said but I think he's going to say, you know what? Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, or mutual consent. Yeah, they're just going to say, yeah, it's just whatever's good. It's not happening.
All right. Well, I think. All right. 2 big games left on this docket, and those are the North London Derby and Everton hosting Manchester United, a game that we need to see something happen in. What is your? Let's go with Everton first. Everton, Manchester United. What do you think is going to happen in that one? I'm going for a draw in that game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Alante?
Can't stand old toilet. I'm always going against him. 2-1 Everton.
Is that Everton? By the way?
Yeah, the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Yeah.
Hmm.
But Everton been a bit poor at home. That's the thing. But I think they'll turn it up. And Carrick needs a loss, man. Because I'm getting tired of this flipping. Oh, Carrick is the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, I know.
He's the best thing since Ollie.
Yeah, they're gonna Man
Of course
United
he is.
changing their mind, and people they're just over exaggerating, man. Nah, he needs a loss, man. I'm sorry. I'm getting sick of it. 2-1
Everton need to fight for
Everton.
Liverpool that day. Everton, you're part of Liverpool. Manchester is Manchester. You shouldn't be giving these guys any points. So I won with the Everton 3-2 win, bro.
Okay.
Mad score, but yeah, man.
This is a mad score. Wow. Adventurous. We got some adventurous types on this panel. Last but not least, the North London Derby. I said it in our chat. I think that this game is Tottenham's. If you to put it in the terms of an easy term, this is their Super Bowl. This is their Champions League final. This is their everything. This is the one of the greatest opportunities they have to save face with their own fans, who have certainly looked like more likely to have soured on this team. It has to be Spurs have to win this game. That's my upset of the week. I'm going with Spurs.
Okay.
I'm going Desmond.
That's a good call. Too.
I'm going
I can see that
Desmond.
happening.
Red Armchair's gone that way as well. Gene
Yeah.
as well. Everyone's going Desmond, man.
Everyone's going Desmond on that one.
Desmond.
Desmond's on fire. Yeah, I'll take that. City beat Newcastle and Tottenham get a draw. That'd be sound.
What do you have for Spurs? Arsenal.
This is again Derby's got out the window, and Arsenal got funny enough to go a good record at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
They do.
They have a very good record, and they are not, even though they bottled it against Wolves, they are clear favourites. Because Spurs have got injuries upon injuries. They've got the most injuries, and Slot wants to have a moan about injuries.
Go Tottenham, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, no excuse. Yeah, I mean, but that's another story. Yeah, I think if Frank was here, I would have just said Arsenal win. As much as I would have said clear Arsenal win. But he's gone, and you're going to have some little bounce. And it's against a derby, the fans will be up for it. A new manager, I'll be into fresh ideas. But yeah, I'll go with it one. Yeah, I'll go with a draw. I'll go with a draw.
Toronto.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay. There you have it. There you have it. I can only if they do anything but win at Spurs, then oh my goodness, that's going to be a very interesting moment in internet history. I'll say that right now. Oh my goodness. Spurs coach, their coach is they do have a new coach. Let me tell you who he is.
Igor Tudor, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
good player back in the day. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see if he's been there for a week now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he must be able to, because they didn't have no game midweek because they qualified.
I was gonna say he's skippered or he's been the gaffer at
Juventus.
some good teams. Yes, at Juventus, Lazio, at Marseille.
Yeah, but he hasn't last long in them for a short period, then he quits or dismisses. Yeah, he does well for about a couple of months, and then he just
That's all they need him for, though.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, to keep up. Yeah, stay up. You know.
That's exactly
But we got to
what
play
they
him
need.
once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope that day, like, we're at home anyway. So I wish we already played them twice. You know what I mean? And then any other teams like Chelsea, they probably got to play Chelsea and United, Arsenal. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that hopefully by that time, that's like I think we played them in like 3 or 4 games from now.
Yeah, very soon.
By that time, the manager bounce, hopefully will fizzled to a low and not be present any longer. I'm sure supporters got a question for you. Who was the best Igor to play? That's a good question.
Biscan, what a player.
Yeah, there you go.
A Tudor.
Yeah. All right, people. We're going to wrap up the show here and get ready for a fantastic TGIF. What do you guys have to say before we part ways with our brethren until tomorrow? Anything, JK?
Yeah. Looking forward to the game on Sunday, of course. Exactly what Norman said. We've got to start this game sharp and be conniving and not allow Forest to get into the game. They're at home, of course, off a good game and that. So that is, for me, the game on Sunday is very important because then you got United playing Everton. And you got Tottenham against
those
Arsenal
are all the late
as well.
games. Yeah.
And you got Burnley. Yeah. They're the late games. Actually, I think wait a second. Have a look. What time is it? Oh, I don't know. Okay. So I know they're all on Sunday, them games. But Burnley can do something.
I think Newcastle City and Newcastle play at the same. No, City and Newcastle. Yeah, they play Saturday.
Saturday evening.
So they say play on Saturday, so they could have. There could be a lot going into that. They've got to do their own thing and win that game. And put the pressure on Arsenal. Yeah. The games on Sunday are The Everton Manchester United game is a Monday game, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why. And
Yeah.
then the late game on Sunday is Spurs Arsenal,
Mhm.
and let's see, and City Newcastle is the late game on Saturday.
Mhm.
But yeah, late game is in the sense of they're playing at 1 o'clock, so that's 8 o'clock here or 8 o'clock UK time. 1 o'clock
Yeah.
here at least for right now. So. Big up Gene, big up Red Arm Transporter, big up Hylor, big up to Nems that was here earlier, big up to Norm, obviously Cedric.
Mhm.
Shout out to Adam as well, the Scouts Adam.
Mhm.
And I don't know if the let's see, trying to see where he is at. I don't know if he's part of the chat any longer. But hopefully, yeah, I don't think so actually, because I don't see him part of the conversation at all. I know that we had, oh no, the Pride of Merseyside. Don't know. Hopefully, the Pride of Merseyside took what we said to note. You know, this channel is certainly a channel where it doesn't matter if you hail from Liverpool, whether you hail from Cape Town, whether you hail from Buenos Aires, Philadelphia to Berlin, or even if you hail from Liverpool, we're all Reds on this channel. We all support this club. We all are very, very prideful in our support for this club. So hopefully, we don't get into the xenophobic tropes that sometimes people tend to find themselves going and resorting towards. And certainly, we are mindful of the fact that we are here with other Reds, and we're doing our best to have a presentation that gives a forum for all of us to speak, and have an opinion. So hopefully, he acknowledges that, or she acknowledges that, and if you do return to the channel, that you understand that that's what to expect here. Other than that, I would like to say, we owe Forest a good old whooping, okay, a good old fashioned whooping of their own, okay, and I hope that we can get that this Sunday. Please do tell me your lineup, your score predictions. If you didn't do so in the chat, tell me in the comment section. We obviously want to see our team control this game from start to finish. Hopefully we can do so. We'll have a Reds roll call for that game and also have a match presentation afterwards, a match review after the game. So be sure to join us for that. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, like I said earlier, and we'll see you we'll see you before the game, so we'll be back tomorrow. But to give you some updates as to what went down tomorrow, have some of our, hopefully we'll be able to say that Chelsea is one step closer towards us in us being able to go past them. And who knows with the City of Newcastle, I could care less still. We'll see what happens. But all the same, we wish everyone a great weekend, great TGIF. From myself and the panel, definitely up the Reds, and we will see you tomorrow. All right, guys, take care, and definitely God bless.